Hey, good morning, everyone. Can you believe it's Wednesday already? Week's like half already over. It's amazing. Well, this morning I'm out here in the Zuni waffle test garden, just kind of going over the drippers, checking plants out, trying to stay on top of things. And, I never claimed to be a professional farmer. I am not one. I am a complete newbie, but when I walk by a cantaloupe and it smells really strongly like cantaloupe, and I see this like cantaloupe juice kind of leaking out here from the stem, I'm thinking it may be ready. But at the same time, it's really hard on the back, so I have no idea what to do. So I think I'm just going to cut it and then use that as a test, because how much more ripe can it get, Oh wow, that is not juice, it's like a sap. That's weird. Should I cut it or not? I think I might leave it, because that's just sap leaking for some reason. Oh gosh, okay, there's 3 other cantaloupes on the vine, just do it. Committed. First cantaloupe harvest due to this issue right here. Big crack, seeping sap all over the place. There's a crack like right here on the flesh of the melon. If it gets bigger and bigger, sometimes what will happen is the melon will just completely split, and then the whole melon will be ruined. So this is kind of a gamble, I guess. As a comparison, I guess, here's another melon, totally green. The webbing's really big and in between. And yeah, it doesn't look anything like the color of the other one we just snipped off. So I'm hoping that means it may not have been the complete wrong choice. Well, so right here by the corner of the garden, this is how I have my new setup. Instead of having to walk water from the toad over there, I can just get it from here. It does have a little algae in it, but I'm learning that it doesn't really matter much. It just clogs my emitters and I can purge them, whatever, And that's that for the day. On the watering anyways, for this side. Ever since I've cleared the clog out of this line right here and all the transplants, I swear every day they just grow even more. I think it should be obvious to lots of people, but water availability in the soil is really important for the plants to keep growing. Sometimes I lose the transplants even though I have water there. Sometimes because I drown them. But, it's really hard to tell if it's moist or not, just from a glance. And so, one of the things I'm learning about gardening or farming is that even if you're only waiting for the plants to grow, so to speak, you're out there all the time looking at the plants, checking them out, seeing what's going on with them, making sure they're okay. It's paying off so far. Caught lots of clogged emitters in the dripper system, nutrient deficiencies, things like that, that you would not really catch unless you're paying attention to stuff, so. My goodness, look at all these globes of orange just waiting to be picked for me now. Wow. That's a lot of them right there. Sweet, look at this look at this zucchini squash right here. Did you know you can tell the sex of a flower just by looking at it? On lots of the plants, I was like, hey, look, it's a flower. Where's the fruit at? Well, on this flower particularly, and pretty much all of them, you just look at the base, right actually behind the bell of the flower. This is male flower. is not going to produce any fruit or anything like that. So if we were to go in here and we see all these like new flowers forming, you know, like this is a new flower forming right here. This is a new flower forming right here. And then if we just kind of go in, you know, this is a new leaf obviously popping up. And there's a whole bunch of new leaves and stuff in the center, and if we actually zoom in there, we'll see all the other flowers in there that are all male flowers. You see that? Male, male, male. There's nothing behind, like right here. It's still just the stem behind the bell of the flower. But if we go in here and look behind that one, we see that this is something, right? That is a future zucchini. And I know my focus is always terrible, and I apologize. I'm also with the sun in my eyes, so there we go. Right here. It's a baby zucchini. Behind the flower is a zucchini. So that's a female flower, which will eventually produce fruit. So what you can actually do if you're not in an area that's like overwhelmed by pollinators, you can go in the male flower where all the pollen is in the center there with like a Q-tip or whatever, and you can pretty much just I don't know what the word is for plants, but it's basically like artificial insemination of the flower, and then you can actually get very productive plants that way, because how the pollinators work is they kind of bounce around. They don't visit it every day unless you have an overwhelming population of bees and stuff. So the plant kind of waits for pollination, so it's actually sitting there waiting for a bee or whatever to come to grab pollen from this flower and then spread it by checking the other flowers to the female. So in actuality, if you're in the middle of nowhere, it can take a long time sometimes for the pollination process to occur. So it's a way to speed it up if you're so inclined. If you've ever wondered what a flowering tumbleweed looks like, this is it. It's easy for me to find beauty in pretty much all of nature, but it's kind of scary beautiful. You see the tips of the thorns? They turn a bright light green color, which means they're drying out and are very, very sharp. As it goes to flower on the tumbleweed, the whole plant dries out. One tumbleweed can have up to 500,000 seeds. As the plant flushes out all of its seed, it starts to dry out like this one here, and eventually the entire plant will dry out, the taproot shrinks up, and then you're left with something that has such a huge surface area that the wind can just rip the taproot right up, and then it starts tumbling across the desert, releasing its 500,000 seeds everywhere it can. Well, this is kind of cool. There's some like local succulent that's taken over the thing here. Neat. This tree is so clustered together. So it happens when a llama comes up and chops it off a few times. I have no idea what this is. It appeared on the mystery flower. I have a vague memory of something of it from elementary school, but couldn't tell you. Natural defense system of a bug or the plant, I don't remember. Interesting though. Now that is some form of bug. No idea what it is, but it's gonna go bye-bye. I figured might as well check to see if there's any more calendulas that have their seed pods dried up and ready to go. There are, so I'm just gonna spend a moment here to grab as many seeds as I can. I think I finally figured out how to tell if they're ready or not. I know last time I was like, oh, I figured it out, and then I pulled off like 5 live ones, but this one here is not ready, but it's almost there, and it's because it's still light colored and has a looseness to it. The completely ready ones, look at that, looks like a button, like you could just grab it and put on your shirt or something. See the difference in that? Super loose, like a button. And if we look from here, can you see any other buttons that are ready to go? This one right here. So now the question is, how can I get in here? This netting was a bad idea. Should just pop right off. Well, the net is making it very difficult. There we go. Oh, not quite. Man. You'd think I'd test this stuff out before I post a video, but that's not how my videos work. You know, the mystery flower, I thought it was going to change a lot when it finally went to seed and was ready, but this is it. I wonder what the heck this is, and my goodness, that's a lot of seed. Let's see if we can find one that's ready. Wow, there's a hummingbird right here. It's scared of me. The purple attracts it. Sorry, buddy. It's the moment of truth. I was sitting here trying to find a fancy place to cut this, and I realized that is definitely the furthest from my life. Here goes nothing. Whoa. Hey. That looks good. Oh my god, I wish I could have smell-o-vision right now. That is mine! Amazing. So, it was okay to cut the cantaloupe when the sap started seeping out of it, because I'm telling you right now, as a cantaloupe lover and by the smell, this cantaloupe's perfect. Also, the seeds have started separating from the wall there, which means it's definitely ripe. Alright. Ah, amazing. Now this is the fruits of labor right here. Well,
It's really good. It's really sweet.